Why, hello. I am Tierra Reed, the owner of Inspire, Engage, and Educate. And I'm truly, truly excited today. Not only is this our final on Wednesday, We Wear Pink, but I am getting a chance to share with you someone that is near and dear to the community that raised me. Yes, I am born in Detroit, but I've been raised in PA. Okay, so I'm truly excited to have Mr. Rodney Clemens here tonight, and he has graciously stepped in at moment's notice to give the male's perspective of our battle with breast cancer. And I just really, really like to talk to our men because we do hear the stories and how they impact women, but they also impact men as well. If you have a mom, a sister, a daughter, this is still something that's near dear to your heart because not only are women affected, but men can also have the disease. So welcome, welcome, Rodney. And I'm gonna go ahead and let you share a little bit about what is your actual experience with breast cancer? And do you have an aunt, or have you experienced someone having breast cancer, or have you been a caretaker, or like how has it affected you? So we'll just start with that.
Well, I've been in the military for 16 years, but currently I serve the city of Pritchard as the chief of staff. But as my service in the military, I had a great friend of mine, and she mentored me in the military. And she was diagnosed with breast cancer the first time, and we prayed our way through it. She fought her way through it, and she did a tremendous job. And then it was probably a year into the mentorship that she was giving me. She was diagnosed with it again, and I didn't have as much knowledge as I needed to about breast cancer. So I assumed the first time she had it, um, that was it. You can get rid of it and it doesn't come back. And when she got it the second time, I was confused. I was upset. It affected me so much because she meant so much to me. But since we got through the fight before, I was all for the fight again. And I was just like, hey, we're gonna get through it too. And we was big Roll Tide fans, and we always watched the football games together. And we just fought through the second round. And as I saw her, start fighting this battle, I was concerned this time because things was happening that didn't happen the first time, and I was just like, the fight's got to be a little bit different. So we prayed harder, we prayed longer, and then before long, she was in a home care facility, and that was the first time for us too in a home care facility. But we kept praying, and then one morning she said, "Hey, I need to get up, and we just need to sing together and watch our football game." Little did I know that she apparently knew something I already didn't because she didn't want to tell me, and she's explained it to her daughter. The condition had how severely worse it had gotten, and that was the last game she was going to watch with me, and that was the time when I heard her last thing she said to me before I actually saw her pass was Roll Tide, and that was the experience that she left me with. That to let me know that she was always going to be a fighter. She was never going to quit fighting, and even when it looked at its worst, she wanted me to still be happy and get me through the last finish of the race. So I was proud to have her, but that's my experience though.
Oh my goodness, I wasn't ready for that. So, my eyes are just getting moist just thinking about that, right? You as a male and experiencing that with someone that is so near dear in your heart, and I can see why you are so dead set on celebrating our survivors that we have because you know how difficult the fight may be. And Rodney, guys, what you don't know is that we actually connected via Facebook, and it's been maybe a few weeks, and we've been chatting. And Rodney has selected me as one of the honorees to an event that is occurring in my hometown. Well, where I was raised. And I was super, super honored. And I'm so happy that I was able to move mountains or whatever I needed to do to be there because Rodney, your story and your friend's story. Like, just thank you for sharing it. There's so many stories that we don't hear. So thank you. And just moving on, thinking about how, you actually experienced someone being, becoming an angel with wings, what or if has there ever been in a situation where you may have had a health scare and may have been afraid to go and get it checked out, or maybe anyone that you know, specifically another male? And let me tell you why I asked you that. It's because in our community, statistics show that a lot of African American men and just men in general, they typically to bear down when they see something or feel something, and they think that they're going to be okay. And I don't know if that's just a manly misconception, but I know that there's something that happens just mentally when you do feel as if you need to go and get checked out. But have you experienced that, or have you helped someone to actually go and get the help that they need?
Oh yeah. I've experienced one, and it once again it's another personal story, but the personal man that I experienced having some conditions that needed immediate attention was my father. Um, our family has hereditary high blood pressure, and so he was a manly man. He had a great physique. He stayed in shape, but for some reason, he couldn't get off that, like my grandma would say, that good swine, and he enjoyed it thoroughly. But for the most part, he would not go to a doctor because he had such a faith in God that he just remained depending on his faith rather than the judgment of another man, which we call or consider a doctor. And so in that, he didn't go to the physician. He didn't want to go see it. He thought, if I wasn't able as a child to exude my feelings or even talk about crying, I'm definitely not going to a doctor to hear him tell me that I'm sick or I'm ill or that I'm without. So he wasn't an advocate at all. And unfortunately, to his demise, I lost my father to not being able to go see that same physicians or even be concerned with healthcare checks annually. And I learned that from the military. So that's the only reason I do mine now is because they make us do our physical fitness health assessments annually. So it is something we fight with not only as men but ethically in our communities. And unfortunately, sometimes it's to our own disbenefit or not even our benefit that we do or we do not go get checked out regularly like we should.
Wow. As I heard you talk, I just thought about, so many people since my journey. It's been 5 years. And those personal stories, those are the things that sometimes when people, either view this or you hear from someone else, it's just a little bit more motivation or inspiration to go and get yourself checked. And just thinking about, I was very fearful as well. Most of the people who I knew at that point, they had become angels with wings, and I too went through that fear. But it's something that is very liberating to know that you have a better chance of fighting when you find out sooner. So I've been very fortunate to help other women who have shared with me that they had a lump in private. And I've been able to be their advocate because sometimes, Rodney, like you shared, many people need others to be their advocate or to champion that work with them. So, speaking of champion work, can you tell me a little bit about what you've been doing and what's coming up this Friday? How you've worked with the owners of Canary Bar, and you're really trying to push the whole advocacy for not only breast cancer, but how we have to love on each other in our community and make sure that we are raising funds to support those that are in need during this battle. So go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. Um, we think it's tremendously important to honor those ones because we've lost so many and not had a chance to tell them our last sentiments on how we feel about them from a loving place. And the owner of Canary Bar, Miss Coleman, she reached out to me because a lot of things that we promote are in sync, are in the same breath. And she said, "Hey, Rodney, this is what I want to do. How do you feel about it?" And she said, I told her in the same breath that I would love to, because that's the same campaign that I've associated with, that I feel there's a need for, and that's just a campaign of love, a campaign of self care, and a campaign of understanding one's health and the initiative behind it. And so she owns and operates that venue and that lounge called the Canary Bar. And we just partnered together to try to offer a unique opportunity to those who are currently in the fight, have won in the fight, and are currently remembering the ones that continue to fight, to enjoy the presence of each other together. And we've gotten a lot of great feedback, a lot of great sponsors, and a lot of great responses back from the community, showing the opportunity to serve at a higher capacity and treat those ones that we know are here with all the love and admiration we possibly can. So that'll probably sum it up for us.
Oh my goodness, Rodney, that sums it up beautifully. I am, again, I just want to echo that. I am super, super honored to even be thought of as adding value to the experience for someone else. And I am going to travel and, come to Mobile because I know there's someone that this message, if they're watching this or even coming and make sure you meet us at the Canary Bar Friday between 6 and 10 Central Time, because we want to celebrate. A lot of times we love to stand at someone's funeral and give a great eulogy and talk about all the great memories, but you have to give people their flowers while they can smell them. So thank you so much, Rodney, for reaching out to me. You didn't know anything other than, I was someone that had survived, and I see our connection just flourishing and being one of the same. So if there's anything that you, the city of Pritchett, ever need, and I could be a blessing to you, please let me know. So, guys, is there anything you want to say before we end this, Rodney?
No, I just want to appreciate you and show you some love all the way from the city of Pritchard. Thank you so much for being a champion for us. We really appreciate it. And thanks for having us on the show today.
Oh my goodness, Rodney, thank you. It's been a pleasure. And so I just want to just say again, I'm not great by mistake, and neither are you. Everything that happens to us, it builds character. Just thinking about what you and the owners at Canary Bar, this stemmed from something happening, right? So we take our trials and make them treasures for others. And with that being said, I'm not great by mistake, and neither are you. And I want to give a shout out to Tierra and Elise, Team Tierra and Elise. We raised over $2,000 this past weekend, and we did our 5K. Some of them walked faster than me, that's fine. But anyway, we raised some money because I truly believe that God blesses us to bless others. So tonight we end our full month of, on Wednesday we wear pink. Please don't stop wearing pink. Please don't stop advocating for yourself, and let's make sure we take care of yourself, ourselves and each other. Goodness. All right, I love you guys. See you soon.